Breaking this hour, New York Times reporting donors have told the largest pro-Biden super PAC that roughly $90 million in pledges are now frozen if Biden remains at the top of the ticket. But this may only be the beginning. Reports claim a coordinated Democratic rebellion is set to unfold during a brutal 48-hour stretch for Biden. An 18th Democrat lawmaker just called for Biden's exit 90 minutes ago. Now we're learning that President Biden privately met with White House Minority Leader Jeffries after his solo press conference last night, where he made several embarrassing mistakes on the world stage.
All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and here we go again. Joe Biden had a train wreck at his big boy press conference last night. It was a train wreck. It was bad. He was mumbling and bumbling all over the place, just like I knew he would. I knew it was going to be a disaster. It was so many gaffes and stuff up in this. But this right here, when he called Donald Trump his vice president, I was like, oh my God. This man literally called Donald Trump his vice president. The reporter tried to let him know, and it seemed like Biden just brushed him off. He didn't even try to clear it up why he called Donald Trump his vice president. I mean, this right here was just a train wreck. They said Kamala was pissed off about it. But Donald Trump, you already know, did his trolling on Truth Social, letting everybody know that Biden is not fit for office. So we definitely about to get into this. Make sure y'all please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody who clicked on the video, everybody who hit that like button, and shout out to everybody who always watches the entire video. Shout out to y'all, and shout out to the one that always let me know in the comment section that you did watch the entire video. I really, really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get straight into this so y'all can hear this for y'all self. This right here was wild.
Trump bows down to dictators. He makes America weak. And that is disqualifying for someone who wants to be commander-in-chief of the United States of America. That is disqualifying. Never let anybody tell you who you are. You tell them who you are. Never let anybody suggest to you that you are what they think you should be.
What he means.
You tell them who you are and who you know you are and what you intend to be.
I love the memes.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. I am a parent of toddlers right now who are learning how to walk, so you hope they don't fall down the stairs and hurt themselves horribly. They're learning how to talk, so you hope the jarbled mess that comes out of their mouth is somehow intelligible. And they are potty training, so you hope they don't make a horrible mess of everything. And that is exactly the state that Joe Biden's handlers are in every second of every single day. It's why we made graphics like this for Joe Biden's all-important must-deliver press conference last night at the NATO summit. Now, Joe Biden has already had some major problems speaking, moving, and walking at the NATO summit. For instance, he called the head of NATO, a guy named Jan Stoltenberg, an intellectual wigger.
The progress we made in the alliance is thanks to the secretary. He's a man of integrity and intellectual rigor.
Intellectual wigger, okay. That's a new one on me. He's called Volodymyr Zelensky, who's currently at war with Vladimir Putin in Russia. He called him Vladimir Putin.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
Okay. So,
wow.
Yeah, all right. Bold strategy there, Cotton. But nothing's worse than Joe Biden walking out on stage with all the confidence last night, ready to go, all jacked up on something, and then he says that Donald Trump is the vice president.
My question for you is, how are you incorporating these developments into your decision to stay? And separately, what concerns do you have about Vice President Harris's ability to beat Donald Trump if she were at the top of the ticket?
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she's not qualified to be president. So let's start there. Number one.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president. Oh no! Oh, what did I just say?
Oh, man.
Vice President Trump. Oh man, it's really good. The memes are really good. This is the exact moment that Joe Biden's little cadre of staffers all wince and their souls leave their body at the same time when he says Vice President Trump. Check
I
this
wouldn't
out.
have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start there.
Every one of them closes their eyes and like looks down.
Fact is that
It's like having it's like a toddler. Yeah, it's like having a toddler.
That was bad.
It's similar. I mean, listen, I get it. Donald Trump roasting all of this in a hilarious manner.
Yes,
Donald
he
Trump.
did.
Crooked Joe Biden begins his big boy press conference saying, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president if I didn't think he was qualified to be president. Great job, Joe. And Joe Biden says, yes, I know the difference. One's a prosecutor, one's a felon. What are you talking about?
What are you
Why would
talking
you
about?
promote that you said this? Why would you do this? This is not the own that you think it is, the GOP official account saying, it's bedtime, sleepy time for Joe, big boy. Oh, it was really, really bad. It was so brutal. The entire press conference was incredibly brutal, totally
was
unintelligible. Democrats, during the press conference, demanding that Joe Biden resign in far too wordy and breathy. I mean, could you stop doing the meme, right? Just shut up. Just say Joe Biden should resign. Like, why do you have to do this entire? They work for days on this big statement. Who cares? Nobody cares about you. Cringe Jean Pierre ready for tomorrow's press conference. This Senator Mike Lee sharing this image is what the entire internet's talking about now. This is like the first question Joe Biden says. Vice President Trump, live look at DNC headquarters. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no.
They ain't like that.
Anthony Blinken back there. What a little rat that guy is. What a
Look at
scum.
Barack.
What scum. Yeah. Listen to Joe. So this is a meme based on a follow-up question that Joe Biden got at the very end of the press conference, where a reporter says, "Hey, you said Vice President."
Yeah, that's what I was just saying in the beginning, that this man called Donald Trump his vice president, and then that's when I was saying the reporter was trying to let him know, hey, you accidentally said this. And then he turned around and say, well, you listen to Trump, and just walked off stage. He could have tried to correct it there and say, hey, I wasn't trying to say that. I was trying to say Kamala, but he didn't even try to correct it. But this is the man that the Democrat lied to us about for the last 4 years. 3.5 years, just straight lied to us. This man is not fit to be in office, and they know it. You can see when he said Vice President Trump, his whole team, they just put their head down, start covering their mouth and stuff. They know Joe Biden is done. He was waiting to eat ice cream when he got off stage. That's why he didn't want to answer that question about why did he call Donald Trump his vice president. They said Joe was ready to go to bed, and that Jill had some ice cream and lollipops waiting on them in the back. So he was trying to hurry up and get back to that. But that right there is just wow. Look at Barack, Hillary. Look at all them folks. Look how they just looking. They're like, oh, my God. It's not going well.
Trump's making fun of you. Like, do you take that back?
This concludes.
Respectfully, earlier you misspoke in your opening answer. You referred to Vice President Harris as Vice President Trump. Right now, Donald Trump is using that to mock your age and your memory. How do you combat that criticism from tonight?
listen to him.
This concludes tonight's press conference. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Listen to Trump.
Listen to Trump.
Okay, great. So you call Trump the vice president, say he should be president, and then you say, listen to Trump. These are the, this is Machiavelli memes that created this. Pretty good.
See how bad, how pathetic Biden has been. He's the worst president in the history of our country.
Listen to him.
He's corrupt.
Listen to him.
He's incompetent.
Listen to him.
He's weaponized the justice system to go after his political opponent, which has never been done before. And he's the worst president we've ever had.
Listen.
Yeah, listen to him.
Listen to him.
Kamala Harris, Joe Biden confuses Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in disastrous start to big boy press conference. Responds to claims he needs to go. This is just what everything. Vice President Trump. This is what everybody is talking about, right? This is what everyone's saying. Vice President Trump. What the hell is he talking about? Trump finding out that he's vice president. Oh, I just heard it for the first time. I didn't know. President Putin meets Vice President Trump. This is from Geert Wilders.
Man.
This is the guy who's like in charge in the Netherlands. He's a prime minister of the Netherlands. It's amazing. His party won. Actually, I don't know if he's prime. I don't think actually he's prime minister. I think it's just his member of parliament.
I mean, something got to be wrong with this man. You saying Vice President Trump, and then you calling Zelensky Putin. It's like, come on, man. This is just bad. Every time Joe Biden say he's not going to bag out and he do a press conference or whatever, he end up getting you some more gaffes. It's going to be something else stupid and crazy that he's going to say. And don't even try to correct it. It's like, come on, man. I knew once he said got Zelensky and Putin mixed up and called Donald Trump his vice president. I already knew the next day everybody finna be talking about that. I already knew it. So shout out to everybody who was in the live stream last night. We had fun with this. It was hilarious.
Chairman of the free. He's 1.4 million followers. He's in charge of the. He's in charge of the political movement that's in charge of the Netherlands and just won. Now introduce Zelensky as Putin. Leader of Ukraine, President Putin. Vice President Trump. It's Joe Biden. Look at this. It's a real photo. Breaking, the Vice President of the United States and the President of Ukraine were spotted leaving Olive Garden this evening. Elon Musk laughing. In response, oh God, Vice President Trump, why is this still happening? Please make it stop. Don't stop. The content is phenomenal. The most entertaining outcome is the most likely, says Elon Musk. It's so very, very true. I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president. Is this real? Says Elon Musk. Yes, it is real. This is unbelievable. What else have they lied to us about? Oh, man.
It was bad.
Reality is beyond parody. Elon Musk having a good old time. Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump ratify a historic peace accord. Again, Elon laughing and having a good old time here. The Photoshops. Oh, man, nightmare fuel. Vice President Trump's not going to be happy when he find out I ratioed her, says Greg. Thank you, Vice President Trump. And now everybody's calling Kamala Harris Vice President Trump. Maybe this is why. Obama Pelosi privately expressed concerns over Biden looking to kick him out. We've been covering that extensively. And the Trump family, of course, getting in on it and having a good old laugh. Why would you do it, Joe? I don't know what I've done. I pooped on my pee-pee. It's a great image of the press. Nobody really hit Joe with like a tough question yesterday, right? Like it was very, very kind to Joe Biden. Joe Biden still didn't make any sense throughout the rest of the press conference.
Nope.
It was
the advice of my commander-in-chief, my
the advice of your commander-in-chief.
Then he
staff of the military.
Oh, okay, got it.
Then he said, my commander-in-chief when you are the commander-in-chief. It's like, oh my God. I'm telling you now, it was brutal. And I was laughing the entire time we was live streaming last night. When we was live streaming this, I was having a ball. I could not stop laughing. It was just funny. I mean, you can get so many clips out of that right there. It's just crazy.
Got it. Okay. What else you got to say, Joe?
In the next debate, I'm not going to be traveling in the 15 time zones a week before.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's what it was about.
Oh.
That's what it was about. And by the way, even with that, I love my staff, but they add things all the time. At the very end, I'm catching hell from my wife for that. Anyway.
Catching hell from my wife, my staff. What
are you talking about?
What an a-hole, man. What an a-hole. What a jackwagon this guy is. Blaming his staff, blaming a cold, blaming everyone but himself and his own Parkinson's.
Affect your decision, or are you fully determined on running in November as the party's nominee?
I'm determined on running, but I think it's important that I allay fears by let them see me out there. Let me see them out.
We see you, Joe.
For the longest time it was, Biden's not prepared to sit with us unscripted. Biden's not prepared to, anyway.
He just cut it short.
Biden not prepared to.
Anyway.
Trump posting on Truth Social. Crooked Joe begins a big boy press conference saying that I am the vice president. Kamala Harris showing up to debates looking like this. Oh, man.
Oh, dude,
most
this
entertaining
was
outcome is certainly
hilarious.
the most likely. We are here for it. Ladies and gentlemen, Vice President Donald Trump. It's too good. What a nightmare. It's going to be a...
That right there was just crazy. Vice President Trump. I mean, so many gaffes. This was hilarious. And let's see how CNN, MSNBC, ABC, let's see how they're going to try to hide this right here. Let's see what they're going to say about all of this right here, because this was bad. It was not good. So shout out to everybody that watched. Thank you all. Like I said, especially the ones that made it to the end. And I catch y'all in the next one.